All right, and Christine, it is over to you.
Right, good morning, everybody. So as I introduced already, I'm here with our friend Revolution, and she's giving herself a little scratch on the face with my leg right now. But Revolution is a Jersey cow, and Jersey is a type of breed of cow. So maybe you know that there are dogs that are different breeds, right? Maybe some of you have a golden retriever or a border collie, different breed of dog. Cows also come in different breeds, right? So maybe Revolution might look a little bit different from other cows that you've seen. So maybe raise your hand or give a thumbs up if you've seen cows that are black and white spotted before. Yeah? So those are a breed of cow called Holsteins, right? And Jersey cows are usually a brown color like this, kind of a light brown, some of them are darker brown. Sometimes they have spots, but usually not, right? They're also much smaller than other cows, like a Holstein. So if you see a Jersey cow, she's going to be a little smaller. She's going to be a brown color, right? So Revolution is a dairy cow. Does anyone know what that means? Does anyone know what it means that it's a dairy cow?
Does anybody know what dairy cow means?
Besides lots of puddles, what does she give?
Dominic, you want to tell us?
A cow that makes.
Yeah, milk. Exactly right.
Great
So
job.
these cows all give us milk. And they give us a lot of milk, actually. So every day, our farmers milk our cows twice a day. Once really early in the morning, so all of our cows have already been milked once today. And once in the afternoon, right around 3 o'clock. And every day, each cow will give us about 5 to 6 gallons of milk. So if you remember in your fridge, if you have a big gallon of milk, every single day, Revolution is making 5 to 6 of those big gallons of milk. I think that's pretty cool, huh? And we have about 50 cows that we are milking every day. So we make a good amount of milk. Do you think our cows are girls or do you think they're boys? Which makes milk, a girl or a boy?
So do girl cows make milk or boy cows make milk or both? Noah, what do you think?
About what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear because I was doing a bunch of stuff.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. Do you think that girl cows make milk, boy cows make milk, or both?
I think maybe both.
Oh.
Okay. Henry, you think both? Dom, you think both? Emily, what do you think, hon?
Do you think both? One?
Both.
Both. All right, let's find out. Do both boys and girls make milk?
Actually, only the girls make milk because cows are mammals, like people,
Sorry.
like dogs, like all mammals. The girls are the ones who make milk. Why do we think that is? Why do we think the girls might be the ones who make the milk?
So, mammals, right? Let's talk about mammals. Mammals have spines.
Yep, they give live birth. Oh, I'm not giving it away.
They have live births, so they don't have eggs, right? So they grow their babies in their bodies, and they have warm blood usually. Do you know any other species that might be like that? Are we mammals?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, why do you think only girl mammals make milk? Who grows the babies?
The mom.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. So, in order to make milk, our cows have to have a baby, right? So, a cow doesn't just naturally start making milk right when she's born. She has to first have a baby. Does anyone know what a baby cow is called?
calf.
A calf, you're exactly right. So we have a lot of calves here on the farm because our cows have to have a baby probably about once a year so that they keep making milk, right? So in our herd, we have about 50 cows, and a cow is actually a word just for a female who's making milk. So all of the cows in our herd are girls. We do have one bull, and a bull is a male cattle. Bull is the word for male cattle. But mostly we have girls here, right? So we make all this milk. What do you think we do with it? Well, some of our milk goes to a co-op, so it gets mixed with the milk from other farms, and it goes to places like Cabot. Has anyone ever had Cabot cheese?
I have.
Yeah.
Henry, did you have a question?
What are
No?
some other
Okay.
things you can make with milk?
What else do you make with milk? Dan, what else can you make with milk, do you think?
Butter.
Butter,
Yeah,
good
butter.
job. Nice.
You're exactly right.
I think there's something cold and sweet that I'm almost sure everybody likes in this room.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, yes. We can make butter, we can make ice cream, we could just drink it as milk, right?
Ice cream. Whipped cream.
Whipped cream,
yeah.
cheese.
Ice cream. And milk. And milk. Milk definitely from dairy cows. Because that's the number one thing. You have to actually make the stuff. It doesn't actually just come out. Wouldn't that be weird if there was an ice cream cone that came out of a cow?
It would be.
That'd be funny and weird.
But you're right. So milk is the main ingredient, right, to a lot of those things. And the
Yes.
milk comes from the cows. Great job, Noah.
Thank you.
Exactly right. So what we get from our cows is milk, right? And milk, if you let it sit, will actually, our milk, because it's not homogenized, it's a really big word that basically means it's not all mixed together. If you let it sit, it will separate into cream and into skim milk. So in a little bit, Caroline is going to show us how to make butter. And what we use to make butter is cream. So we can get cream from our milk, right? It's only a little bit of the part of milk as a whole, right?
Henry, do you have a question?
When we're gonna do our making butter project?
In a few minutes. But I wanted to double check with you guys. Who has put like oil into water at school? Has anyone ever tried to mix oil and water together? When you do that, the oil actually floats to the top, I think. It floats to the top. So what Christina's saying is if you leave milk that's just come out from a cow, right? And you leave it and you let it stand, all the yummy thick cream floats to the top because that's got the most delicious fattiness in it. And all of the watery cream that we drink that comes into our big tubs, that sinks to the bottom. And so you can scrape off from the top of the milk all that delicious cream. So you get two things in milk, right? Not just milk. We get two, it separates out. And I want everyone today to try mixing oil and water because you guys, it's a fun activity to do, but we'll talk about that another time.
Exactly right. Does anyone know what part of the cow the milk comes from? I hope you can see it on our Fun Revolution here. Does anyone know what it's called? Yes, sure.
Dom, did you say it? Does the milk come from the bellies? Does it? Okay. Does anybody else think milk comes from anywhere else?
Cow's penis?
Okay, maybe the cow's penis. Where does milk come from our human bodies? All right, well, let's see if we can find out.
Yeah, so the part of a cow where we get the milk is called an udder. Has anyone heard that word before? An udder? in the summer, when she goes outside, she eats grass, right? And she drinks a lot of water. Because she has to drink a lot of water in order to make milk, right? So she drinks almost a bathtub full of water every single day. It's a lot of water. And she's so smart, she actually has a little water fountain in her stall. She can push her nose on it, and the water will come out, and she can just drink right from there. So that's really good. You don't have to carry a bunch of water into her stall, right? So does anyone have any questions about Revolution before Caroline shows you what we can make from some of the milk, some of the cream that might come from Revolution?
No questions from Henry. Any questions, Noah or Owen? No. Dom, any questions? No. Emily, will you let me know if you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Christine, and thank you, Revolution. That was awesome. I love how feisty she is.
It's very sweet. Oh, and I don't know if I said this, but her name is Revolution, partly because she was born on the 4th of July.
Nice.
That's
She's a historic cow. How old is Revolution?
Revolution was born in 2017, so she is 3, almost 4. She'll be 4 in July.
And I have another quick question. So how old does a cow have to be before she can have her first baby, which means she can start making milk?
Yeah, usually we breed our cows when they're about a year and a half, a year to a year and a half old. So they're having their first calf when they are pretty close to 2 years.
Henry, what was your question?
Actually, Revolution wasn't alive for 3 years. It was alive for 4. Because today isn't 2020, it's 2021.
It
You're
is.
exactly right. So she's 3 because it's not July yet, right? So once it's July, then she'll be 4.
So she's like 3.5.
She's like 3.5.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Revolution. I hope you enjoy your scratches. You're a very beautiful cow. And thank you, Christine. Can we say a big thank you? We know I like to do it like this. Thank you. Awesome. And now we get to meet Caroline. And we get to make butter.
Oh, so I'm Caroline, and I was a teacher for 40 years, and I'm now a person who works at Billings Farm to teach people about the farm. Today I want us to make butter. Who remembers what part of the milk Christine said we use to make butter? What part of the milk? We talked about how it comes to the top if we let the milk sit. It's the fatty part.
You guys all have a bottle of it in front
You
of
have
you right now.
Good. What's in the bottle?
Milk and cream.
Cream. You have a bottle that has cream in it. And cream is the part of the milk that we use to make butter. Can you see me if I stand like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a jar too, and my jar has cream in it. And I'm wondering, there's butter in this. So I'm wondering if anybody has an idea, how can we get the butter from this cream? What could we do with this jar of cream? I see Emily's ready. Everybody have their jar? What do you think I could do to this in order to make the butter separate out from something else? We'll talk about it.
Can I just check something real quick? Do we need to have our cream in our jar already? Caroline, do I get?
Yes, I apologize. Yes, it would be good if everybody could pour their cream. If they don't have it in the jar, pour it in the jar right now.
And how much space do we need to leave at the top?
They want to only fill it about half full.
All right, so about halfway full, guys. So I see Noah and Owen are ready. Emily, how are you? You're almost ready? Make sure your lids are on tight, gang.
That's in our song that we're going to learn too.
Mm-hmm. Dominic, do you have cream or are you watching today?
I don't have the cream.
Okay, then you can watch us and then maybe you can make it another time, okay? All right, and I see Henry is ready. Okay, so Caroline's question was, how are you going to change that liquid into a solid? What are we going to need to do? What are your choices?
I could just watch it. Do you think after a while it would just turn to butter? Thumbs up if you think that'll happen. I just watch it. And it's not gonna just happen. I have to move the cream around. How could I move the cream in this jar around? What could I do with it?
You need to use a spoon to make the cream go around.
That's a great idea, but I don't want to open the jar. I heard James say you have to make sure the lid is on tight. I can't get to it with a spoon, but I love that idea. That's a kind of what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it in another way. What am I doing right now?
Shaking the bottle.
Shaking, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. I want everybody to start shaking their bottle. Notice how many hands I have on my bottle. How many hands do I have? Two. And you know, one of the reasons I have two hands on it is I want to be safe. I don't want to drop my jar. But my hands are doing something else while I'm holding the jar. My hands are warmer than the cream in the jar. I'm warming it up at the same time that I'm shaking. We're going to make some butter, rich and creamy too, with milk from a cow's udder. Before you can say moo.
Moo!
Shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again.
All right, Nora, I think you might have to stand up. Give it a really good shake.
Good shake.
Get your jiggles out on the milk. There you go. Hold tight.
I'll do a little front and back.
Butter.
Now, I wonder what's going to happen first. I'd like everybody to put that jar right up near your ear and listen to what it sounds like. Can anybody give me a word or two of what it sounds like?
I think it's kind of making it a little bit more thicker.
It's really turning into
What does it sound like? Would you say that it's splashing? Do you know what it sounds like to splash? Yeah. Mine sounds really splashy. Thumbs up if yours sounds like it's splashy. Splashy, I mean. Yeah, me too. So let's keep shaking. So I wonder what we're going to get first. Do you think it's just going to suddenly be butter, or is it going to do something else first? Okay, do any of my friends like dessert? You like dessert? Oh yeah, me too, me too. So sometimes on my dessert, like my pie or some ice cream, I like to put something on top of it that comes from cream. Does anybody know what that is? What do you put on? Whipped cream, that's what we're going to get first. Do you think whipped cream sounds splashy? Do you think it's going to be splashing if it's whipped cream?
Maybe.
The splashing is because Jane said it, cream is a liquid, and liquid sounds splashy. But once we be careful, listen please as you're shaking, because at some point it's not going to splash anymore. I'm wanting you to look out for when it stops splashing. Mine is still splashing.
And you know what, guys? I'm going to give
Hey,
3 imaginary points to the person who notices it stops splashing first. So you can get 3 imaginary points. Keep shaking and listening.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it splashing anymore.
You can't.
No.
It's starting to turn into whipped cream.
It is. Keep shaking it.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. Pour some cream into a jar, get a friend or two. Make sure the lid's on tight, that's all you have to do. Shake it, shake it, shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again.
How does
Mine's
it
still
sound?
splashing. Mine's still splashing. We're learning while we're churning. Hey, this is lots of fun. It's easy to make butter. Let's eat it when we're done. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. Anybody stop splashing?
Henry, is yours still splashing?
Starting to stop.
No, mine has stopped splashing.
It's starting
Wow.
to stop splashing.
Noah and Owen, are yours still splashing?
Mine is starting to stop splashing.
All right,
Okay.
Dominic, who do you think is going to get it to stop splashing first?
I already stopped splashing.
Noah and Owen.
You think Noah and Owen are going to be the first ones to stop splashing? Emily, how is yours going? Is yours still splashing?
A little.
A little. Get shaking then. Don't stop. Shake it, shake it, shake it. I can't wait to see who gets there first. And it might be easier to use 2 hands and then you can really shake it.
So if we don't catch it, if we don't catch it at whipped cream, if we don't quite hear the difference, I think I didn't notice. I think mine has gone past whipped cream because it's getting louder. The splashing is louder now. That tells me that I've gone past whipped cream and I'm closer to having, what are we making?
Ice cream.
Butter. I've gone by the whipped cream, but you know what? It wasn't shaking, it wasn't splashing when it was whipped cream, and now it's splashing again.
What do you want to say, Owen? What have you found?
So it actually turned like the sound got lower and now and then it got higher and now it's getting lower again.
And you know what? I can tell by looking
I can't hear
at the
it.
jar
I can't
that
hear it.
Can you hear the difference?
Hear it.
I
can't
can
hear
tell
it
by
at
looking at your jar.
I can't hear it anymore.
All right, let's listen to Caroline. She's going to tell us our next step. What do we need to do,
Yeah.
Caroline?
The next step is you want to be able to easily see through your jar. That tells us we've gone past whipped cream and we're now getting closer to butter and a new liquid, a liquid that was in there that we didn't know was in there.
See?
Can you see that? See how you can see through my jar pretty much?
Let's
I
have a look.
Am I showing you my jar? Can you see it?
Now we can, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not used to the camera. So I've got to shake some more though. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. What color is butter?
Henry, can you show us yours again?
I need a shaking machine.
What's going on there? So you can you still see? Oh, hold on. What's that?
Can you see through your jar?
Cream of butter.
You've got not cream and butter. We'll talk about what you have. What color is butter? If you had to
Kind of yellow, whitish.
yellow. So that's the next thing we're looking for. We're looking for yellow and something white. So keep shaking. No, you are so close. Keep it going. Keep it shaking.
Keep going.
Shake it, shake it,
Nelly, the whip.
how you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. We're gonna make some butter, rich and creamy too, with milk from a cow's udder. Before you can say moo, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. Pour some cream into a jar, get a friend or two. We're doing all of this right. Make sure the lid's on tightly. That's all you have to do. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. We're learning while we're churning. Hey, this is lots of fun. It's easy to make butter. Let's eat it when it's done. Can you join
Yeah.
me for the chorus? Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it while you can. Shake it like a milkshake and shake it once again. Oh, listen very carefully. It's sounding different now. Hooray. We're going to be able to say it's finally butter. Remember to thank a
Cow. Let's check in, guys. How are you guys doing?
Does anybody have yellow butter and a white liquid in their jar yet?
Henry, how's yours?
Oh boy,
Oh, it's coming.
you're very close. Keep it shaking. That's
Lauren,
it.
Owen, how are you guys getting? You stopped shaking. Did you finish? What's going on? Did it turn yellow and white? Or did your arms get tired?
You're doing something interesting. You're turning the jar. That's a way of agitating. The whole word for what we've been doing, all of this shaking, is agitate. We're agitating the cream. We're shaking it up. I want you to
Emily,
look
how
at
is
mine
yours
right
looking?
now. I don't know where to put it. Over here.
Emily, how does yours look?
Is yours looking like mine? Mine's pretty much all together in one big lump. You still have some white in there. Shake it, Emily. Get right on it, okay?
Shake it.
Now, I made a batch early this morning so we could talk about what to do once you have the butter. I can certainly eat it like right out of this jar once we have it. It would be okay without doing the next step, but I'm going to show you the next step in case your family wanted to make butter that would last. Like the butter we're going to make right now, unless we take the extra white liquid out of it, stay fresh very long. We need to take out that liquid. So let's talk about what that liquid is. What did we get from the cow? Who remembers what Christine said we get from the cows?
Tom?
Milk.
Milk. So we're still going to have a kind of milk in here, but what are we making?
Butter.
Butter. So if we put those two words together, would it be right to say milk butter?
Buttermilk.
Now that's silly. Would it be
Buttermilk.
right to say
That's it. Good job, buttermilk.
buttermilk? Good job. We're going to have buttermilk in there once we've shaken it long enough. Suddenly we're going to see that white liquid in there. Mine just does not
Know
want to.
of a food that we eat that has buttermilk in that I'm pretty sure you guys have had for breakfast once or twice?
Yeah,
Buttermilk.
buttermilk.
Pancake!
Yes, good job.
Buttermilk pancake.
Yeah. So once you've made your butter, you're going to have buttermilk too. So you could make pancakes and put your butter on the buttermilk. Pancakes. I got lost there. That sounds cool.
So I'm going to pick up the jar I did this morning so we can actually see it all the way through. This is the jar of of butter that I did this morning. And can you see that I have a lot of milk in there now too? And a big lump of beautiful butter. So if I want to use this butter, because I'm probably not going to eat this much butter today. I might want my butter to last for several days. And so to do that, I kind of have to push all the buttermilk out of that butter so that it will last longer. So I'm going to pour mine. I don't want anybody to pour theirs out yet. I'd like you to give your arms a break maybe and then start shaking again. Okay?
All right, give your arms a rest, although I think Henry has butter.
Oh, really? Henry, do you have it? Oh, you're there. Do you have the buttermilk in there too?
Yeah, I have liquid and solid.
Oh,
Liquid
great.
and solid, good job.
So I've taken the lid off my jar and I'm going to pour it the butter into, I need a wooden spoon. I don't want the butter to fall into the jar. Oh. I'm gonna have to do it another way. I'm just gonna pour it all right in. So I've poured all of that into my bowl. And I have a lot of milk around there and it's buttermilk. I'm gonna go pour the buttermilk back into the jar to save it for my pancakes maybe. Okay, can you see that now in the bowl, what I have is the butter, just the butter. I poured off the buttermilk.
Yeah.
And I have this wooden spoon. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work it's called working the butter. I'm gonna squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it against the sides of the bowl. And when I do that, I'm seeing buttermilk come again in my bowl. There's extra buttermilk in there now. So I'm gonna squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it. Now I'm gonna pour off that buttermilk. And I'm gonna squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it some more. Oh, the buttermilk is coming right out of there. So if you would like to have your butter still be fresh and good tomorrow, you would want to take the time, it's fun too, to just squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it. And you can see the buttermilk pooling up in my bowl. Okay?
Is this something we do with our hands or only with a tool?
With a tool would be best. What does butter feel like if you put your hands in it? What does it feel like if you picked up butter? What's going to happen with your hands? Henry, what happens if you pick up butter with your hands?
A little, I don't know, oily?
Yes, good job. It would be greasy feeling and stuff. You want to use just, I'm using a wooden spoon, but any spoon will do. And I have a bowl, and any bowl will do. Long ago, they would have used a wooden bowl and a wooden spoon. And the bowl was called a trencher. It was long and rounded, and they would use that and paddles. But anything will do. You can make butter yourself and make butter that will last. Now, probably the last thing, how am I doing on time? I'm over time. The last thing that some people do with their butter is they add something that will make it last longer. Emily, do you know? Emily?
But I have a question. What if we don't have a wooden spoon?
You can use any spoon. That was a great question. Any spoon will do. Any spoon will do. Does anybody know what people, when we go to the store even today, sometimes we buy milk. butter that has something in it, and sometimes we buy it without that thing in it. Does anybody know what we put in the things to help them last longer, foods to last longer?
So it's something that we use to help preserve other foods. And some people like to sprinkle it on their meal.
Oh, they do.
That's it. Henry, what you got there?
Salt.
Salt.
Salt. So this will taste wonderful without the salt, but some people prefer, they like it to be salted. So I wonder if there are any questions. Jane, those are the concepts that I was hoping to present, but any questions from anybody before we sign off?
I have one question, and that is that I see Noah and Owen have kind of taken a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Can they put their stuff in the fridge and come back to it and carry on shaking it later?
So I wouldn't suggest, what did they have to, boys and girls, what did you have to do today before we connected on this Zoom meeting? What did you have to do to be ready?
What did we take out of the fridge?
The heavy cream.
Yes. So you don't want to refrigerate it. If they want to come back to it, they should leave it on the shelf, but they wouldn't want to wait another day to do it. They would want to get back to it later today because, like we said, that buttermilk is not going to have a long life sitting out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so Noah and Owen, if you want to carry on resting your arms, I get it, like that's cool. But you might want to start doing it again in like maybe 30 minutes after you've had a break.
Yeah.
And you guys can take turns. You could put one jar in each hand and then you could pass over and you could make a game out of it. But we don't want to waste all that lovely heavy cream that your parents got for you because it's delicious.
Okay, but once our sister wakes up, we're gonna go to our Grammys.
Okay.
Yep.
We don't want. We're probably gonna go over a lot of bumps on the road, but
Well, that will agitate the cream. That's good.
I'm sure your mom will figure out a plan. Don't worry.
And I bet Grandma might like you to tell her about making butter and even help you finish shaking it.
That's a good idea.
We can bring it on the road and
It'll jiggle and that's agitating. That's agitating. That's great.
And it looks like Henry is getting his separate. Look at that.
Look at you. Yay.
Good job.
So
And the
then
buttermilk.
all the buttermilk. Wow.
And now the butter can go in the fridge, right?
The butter can go in the fridge, but I would encourage him to work it if he's not going to use it all within the next day, to work it on in a bowl.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey guys, can I get a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Billings Farm? What did you think this one was? Oh, thumbs in the middle. Awesome. Good job. Well,
You
thank
did a
you
great
so
job. Thank you. It was a
Really
pleasure to
appreciate
talk with you today. Hope to see you again.
And I hope you guys will send, let me know how your butter tastes, okay? And we can send that.